Right now, making downtown Madison safer. A look at the new initiative created just for that and the changes that have already been made.
Also, after losing his life while on duty, a Milwaukee police officer is laid to rest.
And later, after multiple Monroe residents felt misled by a referendum question last year, a law firm is now demanding action from the district. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Hoping to bring a sense of safety and reduce crime in downtown Madison, public health officials are making some changes to the area.
It's called the Isthmus Safety Initiative and uses 3 different tactics to try and curb violence downtown. Our Tahlil Mohammed spoke with plan leaders and joins us live with details and the changes already underway. Tahlil?
I'm here at the Buckeye parking lot on Gorham Street, which until recently at night wasn't very visible. This light here is new, and it's a part of the Isthmus Safety Initiative installed to curb violence in the area, just one of many changes headed to downtown.
One of the cameras was installed, I believe, down on one of the light poles here.
In an effort to make downtown Madison safer.
Specifically along the State Street corridor.
Public Health Madison is stepping in where they say more intervention is needed.
So the Central District had the most incidents of any district in Madison, and so we identified that this area would be most in need of those services.
They're launching a new program called the Isthmus Safety Initiative, which pairs data from Madison Police with insight from community leaders to find solutions to crime in the downtown area.
So the Advisory Council actually did go through a voting process in which we laid out different scenarios or different strategies to intervene.
ISI leaders first looked at ways to change the environment, like replacing several cameras and adding light at the Buckeye parking lot on Gorham.
Some of the criminal activity potentially was surrounding in this area.
They also have plans to bring what they're calling safety navigators to walk the streets of downtown to offer anything from first aid to information about local resources.
They'll be walking the streets as an identified, visible resource and a deterrent to different crimes and activities.
But some on State Street aren't sure added supervision downtown is the way to go.
I'm a little cautious of that. I think that on nights when people are downtown, there's already a lot of police interaction that I see, and sometimes it worries me when I feel like they're targeting certain individuals.
Still, public health efforts don't end there. They're also partnering with the Rape Crisis Center to train downtown bar and restaurant workers on conflict resolution and how to stop potential sexual violence.
Yeah, I'm a bartender, so we are trained a lot on how to identify cases where something strange is going on or if somebody might have been drugged. So I think that would be a really good, safe thing.
The plan will fully launch in April with safety navigators in place through October. Public health leaders are hopeful they can secure additional federal grant funding to keep the program going beyond that.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court dealing a blow to nurses at UW Health trying to unionize. The court said it would not take up a case filed by UW Health seeking clarity on whether it was required to recognize its nurses' unionizing efforts. While the Supreme Court declined to take the case, a lawsuit in Dane County Court remains active. Nurses at UW Health have been pushing for a union for years, citing a lack of staffing, training, and resources. The nurses were unionized until 2014, when UW Health opted not to renew the union contract at that time, citing Act 10. In a brief statement, UW Health said in part, while the High Court declined to take that issue directly through an expedited process this month, both SEIU and UW Health continue to pursue legal, definitive, and expeditious answers to these questions, end quote.
An update now to that investigation into the Middleton High School football team. Police have closed their investigation into allegations of harassment, adding that no arrests have been made. The case has now been sent to the Dane County DA's office for review. District leaders have not shared any details about the nature of the allegations that prompted the investigation. Head football coach and business teacher Jason Pertzborn resigned shortly before the investigation. Pertzborn cited personal reasons for his departure. It's unclear whether that resignation was at all related to the allegations. The school's investigation is still ongoing.
And let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, things look pretty quiet right now. In fact, mild as we start out this week, but it will change toward the end of the week. The time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam shows bright sunshine from sunup to sundown. It was a beautiful sunset in the west just before 5:30 this evening, and skies are still clear across southern Wisconsin. Low temperatures this morning started out around 30 degrees. A few places were in the upper 20s. Current temperatures are now in the upper 30s to the lower 40s in a few spots. Still 41 at the Baraboo Dells Airport. Madison right now 39 degrees. Across Dane County, we're still seeing temperatures around 40, including 40 in Edgerton, 38 in Deerfield, and 39 degrees in Middleton. Look for skies to remain mostly clear this evening. Temperatures will drop off to the lower 30s, about 33 by late evening, but we do have a first warned weather alert day in the forecast for some moderate snowfall on Thursday. I'll tell you how much snow we can expect and when it'll arrive in just a few minutes.
Madison isn't usually the center of national defense missions until yesterday. On Sunday, just before 3 p.m., F-16s based in Madison's Truax Field shot down an object over Lake Huron. There's very little that we know about what they shot down or the several other objects that the Department of Defense has taken down around the country in the last few days. We do know the government took down a Chinese balloon, which Dr. David Fields, an East Asian expert at UW, said is the type of balloon that's been on the government's radar for years.
I think it's pretty clear that these balloons are not an existential threat to the United States. They're not even a minor military threat to the United States. They don't seem to give the Chinese any extra capabilities than they already have. And so we should try to turn the temperature down on this. And I think politicians should be out there reassuring Americans rather than demanding that the Biden administration do more.
He says that by turning the temperature down, the U.S.-China relations, too, can return to better ground, a direction we were headed in prior to this ordeal. Republican Representative Mike Gallagher releasing a statement on the shoot-down. He says, in part, we need answers from the Pentagon. We need answers from the president himself. There are times to err on the side of secrecy in national security operations, but when our fighter pilots are shooting down presumably hostile aerial objects all across America, it's long past time for transparency, end quote.
Milwaukee police officer Peter Jerving was laid to rest in Brookfield today. Jerving was killed when a suspect pulled out a gun and shot him in the early morning hours last Tuesday. A procession took his body to Elmbrook Church where services were held. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson spoke of the 4-year veteran of the force.
He stepped up for all of us, working to improve our safety. And he did that without hesitation and under some of the most difficult of circumstances. To Pete's parents, Patty and Doug Jerving, his brothers, his sisters, I extend the city's deepest condolences.
Jerving was laid to rest at the Wisconsin Memorial Park Cemetery. And in honor of Officer Jerving, Governor Tony Evers ordered flags of the United States and the state of Wisconsin flag to fly at half-staff.
A 38-year-old man is dead after a rollover crash Sunday night. This happened around 7:20 at the intersection of Fish Hatchery Road and Cahill, Maine. The driver was ejected from his SUV and found unresponsive without a pulse. No one else was in the vehicle at the time of the crash, and no word on what may have caused that crash. A conservative law firm is stepping into the conversation between hundreds of Monroe residents and their school board. It
all centers around an $88 million school referendum last fall, and our reporting on how the school had to apologize because its advertising for the referendum was misleading. Investigative reporter Naomi Coles has the latest update. Naomi?
Eric, the conservative law firm Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, or WIL, is well known throughout Wisconsin for litigation directed at schools and other local governing bodies. And now of note here, they are not filing a lawsuit yet. They're just publicly demanding action from the district. They're asking for the same thing many residents have been asking for all along, to have the district call a second special referendum and then abide by that instead of last fall's referendum. The district has said that's legally impossible. WIL says that's not the case.
We care strongly about voters having accurate information when they vote on a referendum. And the school district statements led most of the voters in Monroe to believe that the tax impact would be 10 to 15 times lower than it ended up being. So there's a simple way to resolve this. And the way to resolve this is to redo the referendum.
I asked the district today about WIL's letter. They said their legal department was still reviewing it, but that there was no fraud in their communications about the referendum. Now, I've reported already that they've apologized for what they said were mistakes in their communication about the referendum. They told residents they couldn't redo it. More details online at channel3000.com.
Coming up, Planned Parenthood teams up with the Medical College of Wisconsin to offer a procedure for men.
Plus, there'll be plenty of chocolate going around tomorrow for Valentine's Day. What a new study says is the reason we like it so much. Stay with us.
really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA auto insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance too.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
Do you feel stuck living in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. So call now and save up to 30% with the brand new energy credit.
USA Insulation.
Steinhoffel's biggest President's Day sale is happening now. Save 35 to 75% store-wide, plus get fantastic bonus buys like this recliner for just $2.99. A Beautyrest Queen mattress only $3.99. Reclining sofa $5.99. This queen bed now $6.99. A 5-piece dining set just $10.49. And with Steinhoffel's 72-month financing, your new furniture just got more affordable. It's Steinhoffel's President's Day sale. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA auto insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance too.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A partnership between Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin and the Medical College of Wisconsin will result in the launch of safe and affordable no-scalpel vasectomy services. That service is set to begin this Thursday, the 16th, and will be provided at the Planned Parenthood Health Center located at 435 South Water Street in Stoughton. The goal is to expand access to birth control options for men who have shown an increased interest in vasectomies after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe v. Wade. The procedure is covered by some commercial insurance providers. Medicaid and self-pay options are also available. Potential patients can schedule a consultation by calling the number there on your screen to learn more. The federal government plans to buy up to 1.5 million more doses of the Novavax COVID-19 vaccine. The biotech giant says the purchase will help maintain the public's access to the vaccine. Novavax COVID-19 vaccine is the fourth available in the U.S. It uses protein fragments of the virus to teach the immune system how to spot the virus and fight it off.
It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, and what better time to spoil yourself or that special someone with chocolate? And new research out of the UK is shedding light on why we find it so seductive. Scientists at the University of Leeds in England went so far as to create an artificial tongue to crack the code, revealing it all comes down to the chocolate's fat. And it doesn't come as a surprise to Chief Chocolatier Paul Stradling.
It's to do with that natural, the fat, the cocoa butter that's in there, and it's actually the only natural fat in the world that melts at body temperature.
Researchers found that smooth sensation comes down to the location of the fat, not the amount. They're also experimenting to see if tweaking the placement of fat could improve other nutritional content of other foods like ice cream, margarine, and cheese.
Still ahead, sturgeon spearing season getting underway on Lake Winnebago, how this past weekend's weather had an impact.
Also, some new disturbing data on deadly furniture accidents, how you can protect your family.
Plus, how long will these warmer temps stick around? Gary's back. He'll have your complete forecast after the break.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now, I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
From Sunday's Super Bowl to catching up on your favorite television series, you may have spent a lot of time around the TV this past weekend.
But did you know that televisions and other furniture that aren't properly secured can be dangerous, even deadly if tipped over? Mandy Gaither has a look at the latest report with some disturbing data and how you can protect your family.
Pick out all your jammies. It can happen in an instant, even when you're watching.
Good job. Those go in the very top drawer.
These are real-life tip-overs. Thankfully, no children died in these scary accidents, but falling furniture can cause serious injuries, even death.
You know, kids are going to be kids. They're going to be running around. They're going to be climbing on things. They may trip over a cord that pulls down a television.
The latest report from the Consumer Product Safety Commission shows each year between 2019 and 2021, emergency rooms treated an estimated 19,400 people. Between 2000 and 2021, there were nearly 600 reported deaths.
The vast majority of them are children.
And many of those deaths involved a TV, but there are simple ways to protect family. Store heavy items at the bottom of furniture. Place nothing on top that would entice kids to climb. If there are cords, tuck them away. And finally, use an anchor.
Going down to the local hardware store for under $20, in less than 20 minutes, you can attach your television or your bookcase or dresser to the wall.
At anchorit.gov, you'll find step-by-step instructions on how to properly anchor things to the wall. I'm Mandy Gaither.
You can also check the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website at cpsc.gov to stay up to date on products that have been recalled and could pose a danger.
The warmer temperatures kept many off the ice on Lake Winnebago this weekend as the sturgeon spearing season got underway. The DNR says there were about 3,000 shacks out on the lake. Last season, they say there was basically double that. For those that did go out, the water clarity paid off. 522 sturgeon were harvested Saturday compared to just 431 on opening day last year.
9 o'clock, there was 4 of us in the shack and came in, took out my grandfather's spear and took them.
Wow. What is it like?
It's quite a rush. People, if you don't understand sturgeon spearing, you need to experience it once.
Yeah.
And you're hooked.
Spearing season runs for a maximum of 16 days. That's through the 27th or until harvest caps are met.
And here's Gary with a look at our first warn forecast.
Well, we have a weather alert day in the forecast. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. The next couple of days,
mild again. We were in the 40s today. We'll be in the upper 40s tomorrow, lower 40s on Wednesday. And the next round of precipitation will be in a liquid form. It'll be in rain from tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow night, and a few showers could linger early into Wednesday morning. But as we turn colder, it'll be windy, colder on Thursday. Temperatures drop back into the 20s. The next storm system brings mainly snow, and we do have a first warned weather alert day in the forecast for late Wednesday night through Thursday for a general widespread 3 to 6 inches of snow across our viewing area. Possibility there could be some more in some spots, maybe a little bit less the farther north you go, but all of southern Wisconsin will be affected. The best chances for any heavier snow totals will mainly be south of Wisconsin Dells. And this is kind of what we're thinking right now. A general 3 to 6 inch snowfall, kind of like the last storm. This will be a drier snow, though. It won't be a sticky, wet snow because temperatures will be in the middle 20s. The areas that are more likely to see heavier snow will be east central Wisconsin, closer to Lake Michigan, and farther to the southwest. But it's possible there could be a band in between that exceeds 6 inches. Just hard to tell at this point. It'll be one of those heavier bands that might drop snow at the rate of about an inch or two per hour for a couple of hours. But right now, our winds are basically from the west. That's bringing in mild Pacific air. The jet stream has pushed up to the north, but what we're watching is this area in the southwestern part of the country, this low pressure system aloft, snow in the mountains, rain at the lower elevations into Arizona and New Mexico, and then that will track basically right along the jet stream right into northern Illinois, passing just south of southern Wisconsin. Very favorable track for accumulating snow here. In the short term, though, a warm front lifting through the northern part of the Midwest, and temperatures are pretty mild. In fact, as we look at current temperatures across Wisconsin, you can see they're mainly in the upper 30s to lower 40s. We were in the middle 40s for high temperatures today. It's still Des Moines, Iowa at 51 degrees. So very mild to our south. Of course, farther to the south, there's very little snow cover on the ground. Much of our viewing area, the snow is melting, and it'll melt even more as rain comes in from the south and west during the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night. Now, as we head into Wednesday, most of the rain lifts to the north and east. We're left with the clouds for much of the day, but then we turn our attention to the south and west, and here comes the snow arriving early on Thursday morning and snowing pretty steadily through much of the day on Thursday. Planning your night, look for a low temperature of 32 in Madison, 32 in Middleton with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow for overnight low temperatures, Janesville 34, Monroe 34, and Prairie du Chien 35 degrees. Again, a little warmer than last night. Tomorrow, becoming cloudy, windy, very mild with a high temperature of 48 degrees, and we'll see some showers develop in the afternoon. Future tracks starting at 10:30. You can see those showers coming in, basically overspreading much of southern Wisconsin by late afternoon, but notice those temperatures, upper 40s, close to 50 in some spots. The showers lift to the north and east later tomorrow night. A few more might linger into early Wednesday morning, and then they'll be gone, but we're looking at a general quarter to a half inch of rain. 7 to 10, the first warned 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures, upper 40s Tuesday, lower 40s Wednesday, mid 20s on Thursday. That's why it's cold enough for snow. But notice those temperatures warm right back up for next weekend. And the next weather system starts out as rain, mixes with snow, and then changes the snow on Wednesday of next week.
And coming up in sports, Greg Gard has a solution to fix his basketball team's struggles. Why, it's one we've heard earlier in the year. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A former prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz. On the Supreme Court, she'll be a common-sense judge. She believes in abortion rights, fairness for all, and protecting public safety. Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
You wouldn't pour OJ this way, and you don't have to pour paint this way either. Try Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint in the twist and pour container with a built-in spout. Easy to hold, open, and pour. Only at Menards. Dutch Boy paints make transforming your world easy.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is extremely hard to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab-EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
Ab-EX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck. So that stomach overhang that you mentioned becomes a flat, tight tummy fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab-EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-800-848-9429 or go to sonobello.com.
Don't delay. The Brothers Maine President's Day sale is happening now. Shop local and save with tremendous deals on Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana appliances. We have the area's largest selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
I'm going for Judge Janet
Protestowitz?
You don't need to know how to say Protasiewicz to know that Judge Janet believes in abortion rights, fairness, and public safety.
Love is in the air, and that's sweet news for businesses in the 608.
Tomorrow, we'll find out what Valentine's Day means for one local shop's bottom line.
And it looks like it's going to be a wet Valentine's Day, and then we're talking about snow tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
When Wisconsin was up 17 points in the second half on Saturday, didn't you get that feeling in your gut that Nebraska would come back and make it a game? Right, like this team doesn't make it easy on themselves. And that recurring theme held true in Lincoln. The Badgers played well for a majority of the game, but not a full 40 minutes and ended up losing in overtime. So how does that change? Well, I'll let Greg Gard answer that one.
We've got to play better basketball, better than the last 15 minutes. You know, I thought the first 25 Saturday were pretty good. The last 15, obviously, the polar opposite. So play the game the right way. Play the game how we can play it and how we've shown to play it. Because when we do, you know, we're a pretty good team. When we don't, we see what happened there on Saturday.
We're going to have to wait a bit to see Jay Crowder's Bucks debut. Mike Budenholzer said the former Marquette star practiced today but won't play Tuesday against the Celtics or Thursday in Chicago this week. And then it's the All-Star break. Milwaukee's first game back from the break is February 24th. It was a big weekend for both the Wisconsin men's and women's hockey teams. The men's earned a split with the #1 team in the country, while the women went into Minnesota and left with 5 out of the possible 6 WCHA points in the series. And it gets better for Mark Johnson's squad. Caroline Harvey and Claire Enright earned Conference Player of the Week's honors, and UW jumped up 2 spots to sit 6th in the latest poll. And Kelly Sheffield released his team's 3-game spring schedule this afternoon. The Badgers will be facing some big-time opponents. Wisconsin will travel to Oconomowoc High School to take on in-state rival Marquette on March 31st. And then on April 5th, they'll host Athletes Unlimited, a pro team featuring former Badger Sidney Hilly at the Fieldhouse. And they'll wrap up their spring slate with a trip to St. John, Indiana for a matchup against Purdue.
All right, Zach, thank you. Let's go to Gary. One final check of the forecast.
Pretty mild out there. We're melting some snow. 39 right now in Madison, still 43 in Janesville. Across Dane County, we're looking at 41 in Sauk City, 38 degrees in Sun Prairie. This evening, clear skies, temperature staying above freezing through late evening, but again, that first warned weather alert day for Wednesday night and Thursday for accumulating snow.
And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.